Hey guys, it's Bill coming at you with another video for my channel, Minding Your Mental Health. And in this video, I'd like to discuss if you have depression, you have to want to get better. You can't rely on other people to make you better. They cannot force you to get better or to get help. You have to really want it, and you have to take the initiative to get help. I know a lot of people who are like, I don't want to see a psychologist because they'll just get into my head and I don't want to tell them my secrets or what's wrong or whatever. I mean, you don't have to see a psychologist if you don't want to. But the first step, if you want to get better, is to see a doctor. And I'm not talking about a walk-in clinic, a doctor you just walk in and wait an hour and see the doctor if there's time, whatever. Not a doctor like that. You have to see a family doctor. So the first thing you need to do is get a family doctor. If you don't have one, there's lots of resources on the net, or you can call Health Links if you're in Manitoba, to call a number and they will find you a doctor. You will get a doctor assigned to you. They'll find a doctor according to where you live, so it's convenient for you. And once you have a family doctor, it's great because you can follow up with them. They'll have your file. You're not always seeing someone different. They'll know what course of treatment you're having, and it's just good to have that in a family doctor rather than just seeing somebody randomly. I have to apologize, I'm a little bit sick, but I needed to get this video out. It's the first one of 2019, and I thought it was a really important topic to discuss. So if you're depressed and you know it, don't blame other people for being depressed. Don't say, oh, you know what, girlfriend or boyfriend, you're the reason I'm depressed, or or I'm depressed and you're not making it any easier for me. Well, you know what? Screw that, because it's not about that. You have to make yourself better. You can't rely on other people. Do you know how much of a problem this is? If you think other people are going to make you better, you're not going to get better. You have to get your own doctor, your own shit together, and you have to follow the doctor's instructions. So when you finally do see a doctor, you'll get an appointment. They'll assess what's wrong. They'll ask why you're depressed, or what your lifestyle is and where you work and what you do and all that kind of stuff. There's a really good chance they're going to prescribe you some sort of a antidepressant. Now, these doctors, they know their drugs. They know what they're prescribing, and not every drug is for everyone. There's a lot of different drugs, and a lot of drugs work differently in many people. Not one drug is going to work exactly the same for one person than it does for another. And some drugs are plainly not going to work. When I was first getting treatment for depression, there were many drugs I tried, and a lot of them didn't work. There were side effects that were unwanted, or they just didn't work. There was one that had a side effect that made me genuinely want to hurt people, and it freaked me out. So I went to the doctor, and they said, well, we have to change the medication because it's not having the desired effect. And so we did. Also, when you get on a new medication, it's going to take a while for it to work. I mean, that's a shitty thing about depression and drugs, is you need to find something that works for you. If you're prescribed a medication, don't expect it to work within a day, 1 or 2 days or weeks or even a couple of months. Some drugs can take several months for your body to get used to it, your brain to get used to it, and to see whether or not it's having a positive effect on your depression. Don't go into the doctor with the attitude of like, I don't need drugs, or I don't need medication, I'm not a mental case or whatever. It's not about that. You're doing yourself a favor, and you have the courage to go see a doctor. You follow the directions that they give you, and you take that medication. If you don't like it, you find that there are side effects you don't like, just change it. But this is the first step to recovery, and you owe this to yourself. And you're gonna see it's gonna help your relationships. It's gonna help your relationships with your family, your friends, and nothing but positive things can happen. And sure, there's shitty side effects that happen with drugs, and you're going to experience it. And you're going to experience them when you go off of drugs because you maybe they don't work or whatever, but it's something you have to wean off. There's different classes of drugs. There's SSRIs, there's SRNIs, there's MAOIs. There's a whole lot of different classes of drugs, tricyclic medication, things that are designed to help the same problem. So you have to find one that fits you. And you have to go in there with a mentality of, I am going to the doctor because I want to get better, and I'm going to follow the directions and the things that I need to do to get better. Because if you don't, you're not going to get better. And it's not to say you're going to be on drugs for the rest of your life. You can be on, as soon as you adopt as soon as you change to a healthier lifestyle, because it's not always just about the drugs. The drugs by themselves are not just going to make you feel better on their own. You have to adapt to a better lifestyle. You need to exercise and you need to eat better. You can't stay out all night drinking and then not eat healthy foods or nutritious foods, especially if you're getting older. I'm 40 years old. If I ate and drank like I did when I was 20, I probably wouldn't be living much longer. You have to have the maturity and the presence of mind to know that you have to do these things to make the change to make yourself feel better. This is the first step in that road to recovery. Nobody likes feeling depressed. I'm sure you don't like feeling depressed, but you know what? You gotta fucking do something about it. You can't just dwell on it. You can't just say, oh, I'm depressed and I'm not gonna do a goddamn thing about it and I'm just gonna get better, or wallow in my own self-pity. No, you don't do that. If you love yourself and if you love other people, if you love yourself and you value the opinions of your family and friends and you want to foster a better relationship with them, you need to get better and you need to want it. Don't just dwell on it. Follow the instructions the doctors give you. Make a commitment to lifestyle changes, to do things that will benefit you. I'm not saying don't drink or do drugs or whatever. Do whatever you want, but do the things the doctor suggests. I mean, have some common sense too. If the doctor gives you tricyclic medication, don't go on a drinking binge on it. Have the maturity and the presence of mind to respect the drug and be like, you know what? These drugs already make me drowsy, and I don't need to drink 5 drinks or whatever to make the effect worse. Because you know what? If you drink and if you do other illicit drugs, or if you do drugs that are illicit, or whatever you want to do, it's up to you. The medication that you're getting isn't going to help you. It's going to lessen the effects, or it can cause a dangerous situation. It can be easier to overdose on certain drugs, benzodiazepines, anything like that, like the lorazepam, clonazepam. That shit and when you're drinking, and if you're doing other illicit drugs, can be a fucking fatal thing, man. You don't want to do that. If you love yourself and you really want to get better, you commit to yourself that you're going to do what the doctor says, and don't keep perpetuating the same cycle that isn't helping your depression, because it's not going to get better. If you're in a relationship and you're with somebody and they care about you and you have depression and they're willing to accept you in their life and they know that you have depression, well, guess what? You have a commitment to them to get better, because you cannot rely on them to make you get better. You cannot blame your depression or your anxiety on this person. These people are trying to help you because they love you and they care about you. They can't listen to, hey, you're the reason I'm depressed, or you know what, you do this, or if you do this certain thing, it's going to make me anxious and depressed and whatever. Don't blame other people for your depression. Blame yourself because you're not getting the help that you need. Don't be surprised if these relationships or marriages or whatever aren't going to last, because they're not. If you don't get the help you need, the other person's going to notice this and they're going to say, you know what? They don't want to get better. I need to live my life. I need to go on living. I can't babysit this person. I can't be codependent. I cannot be a codependent for this person. I need to take care of myself, and this other person, if they're not getting the help they need, I can't have this on me to help make them get better. They have to get better. They have to want to get better, and they have to let me help them get better, but I can't do it on I can't do it on my own. I know this has been kind of ranty, and I'm not sorry about it. I mean, it's something that people need to hear, because I know people that are in relationships, and at first they're great and they're awesome because, you know what, maybe somebody doesn't know that the other person is depressed or has anxiety or has BPD or has any other mental illness that affects them, because the time that they met, they're all happy and they're in a positive environment, whatever. But once you get to live with somebody and know who they are, well, you get to know these things, and you get to know that they're depressed and they need help and treatment and things like that. And once that happens, well, guess what? They're still in your life. You have to work together to get better. No one's gonna make you get better. And I stress this so much because it's just so important, and it's something I had to realize. I went through so many different medications before I found one that was helping me, and I don't frequently have anxiety or panic attacks or major depression anymore, because this medication and lifestyle changes have helped, because I wanted to get better. I'm married to an amazing wife, and I owe it to her and my family to want to get better, and I can't rely on anyone else to make that happen for me. I need to do it, but sure, I will take the support they offer, but the most important thing to know is that I initiated it. I'm going for the help, and I'm accepting their support. So I don't know if this video is going to help. Maybe it's going to open some eyes. I don't know. Maybe I'll drop a few subscribers. I don't care. I needed to get this information out because it's just too many times I'm seeing relationships fall up. It's too many times I'm seeing relationships fall apart because there are the person who's depressed is relying on the other person to make them better, and that's just not going to happen. So I needed to throw this video out there. It's pretty heavy for the first one in 2018, but whatever. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. I don't care, but I needed to get this out because it's just so frustrating to see that there are people that aren't getting better for themselves, and they're not doing the things that they need to get better, and just relying on other people to do it, whether it's their husband or their wife or their mom or their dad or their brother or their sister. It's really hard to get better when you don't want to get better yourself. And maybe it's not that you don't want to get better. Maybe it's because you don't realize that it's yourself that has to make that step to get better. But you do. You have to make that step, and no one's going to force you to do it. You have to do it. So thank you for watching the video. I hope it helps, and I hope it instills some thought, because until you seek the help you need, your life's going to be fucking miserable, and you need to realize that no one's going to make yourself better except yourself. There's other people that can help you along the way, but you have to do it. Okay? Thanks for watching. If you like the video for whatever reason, subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know. I like to get this video out to as many people as it might help. That's the whole goal of the channel. I'm not expecting to make money or be a millionaire on it. I just want to get this out because I see there's so many things that affect there's so many things mentally that affect people, and there's so many things that people can learn, and I just like to throw it out there because it's just such a contentious topic. And even like if I'm doing tags for my video, there's not a whole lot of shit on YouTube for people that want to get better in a mental health context. So thank you so much for watching it and sticking with me, and I hope it helps you consider what's happening in your life and consider the things you need to get better. And if you know me personally, reach out to me. I'll talk to anyone. I'm an open door, basically. Just talk to me, throw me a message, send me a text message, go on my Instagram, go on Facebook, whatever. Even if you don't know me, I'll talk to you. I don't care. I know what you're going through, and I know it's hard, and it's a journey, and it's not going to happen overnight. But if you want to get better, you can make it happen.